and welcome back to LFC Transfer Room. It's me, Matty. I'm joined with Chris. We're going to try our best to do a predicted lineup. I mean, Chris got it horribly wrong in the last game, so hopefully, hopefully we can nail it this time, Chris.
Yeah, definitely, mate. And it's better to have two heads rather than one. It's got to happen. Hopefully, and this result can change as well. Because it wasn't fantastic last time out.
No, I predicted 4-1. I didn't predict it.
Love that, mate. Love that. Well, there's one big talking point before we start it off, mate. In terms of the goalkeeper position, I've seen calls. I've seen some plasticos calling Alisson, get out of the team, lad. Why? Why would you say that? Come on.
Ridiculous, isn't it? It's absolutely ridiculous. I can't believe it. I lost my head a little bit, to be honest, seeing people do it after the City game, but I couldn't believe it.
I'm just like, I love Queeve Kelleher, right? He's done a good job when he's been called upon, but you realise he's not an option at this point because I don't know what's happened to him, but he's just disappeared. It's Adrian, lads, all right? You've spent the last 18 months trying to wash your hands of this bloke, and now you want him back in? Yeah. Come on.
I think every game now is a cup final, and you can't afford to play someone who, like a kid who's inexperienced in the rest of the season.
Exactly. Yeah, you got to back Alisson. Taking him out of the team would just ruin it, wouldn't it?
Well, look at Kiev without him in the team to compare to Madrid. That's the best comparison you can have. Like, without him in the team, we didn't win the Champions League. So
exactly, mate. Exactly. So we both agree. Alisson in goal.
Yeah, definitely.
Got to happen. So it's an interesting one, isn't it? What about the formation? What do we reckon?
I don't know, because I feel when things haven't worked, he's been going into 4-1-3-2, hasn't he? Recently, I'd go 4-1-3-2. I think he'll surprise us.
Yeah. What's your defence, mate?
Trent, Kabak, Fabinho, Robbo.
Is it? Oh, I'm going to pick a case, and you said they're very, very similar last week. I'm going Trent, Kabak, Davis, Robbo.
Think he'll throw them both in?
I don't think he will, but I want it to happen. All right,
I want it to happen.
It is a predicted lineup, so I should be saying what I want. But please, right? One's right-sided, one's left-sided. They need players. Get the players back into midfield, lad.
No sense, does it? Like, in previous years, we've had time to ease players in, like Robbo and Fabinho and stuff, but we can't ease them in. We've got no defenders. They just need to play.
Yeah, exactly. The weird thing is, like, Davis has been on the bench. Kabak has been. I think Kabak will play. I think that's almost universally accepted that Kabak will play. But you could also argue that potentially Nat Phillips could come in. Like, he's a natural centre half. Like, you could play Kabak and Phillips. But yeah, for me, I don't know.
This game's going to be won or lost in midfield, so it'd make more sense to release Fabinho and Hendo into the midfield, but I just can't see him. I can't see him doing it. I'd love him to. I'd really love him to, but I just can't see him doing it.
Be Fabinho and Kabak, wouldn't it?
More than likely.
And the fullbacks, I mean, Trent. Actually, do you know what? I'm going to make a case here. I think Robertson needs a rest. I think he looks absolutely knackered, if I'm being honest with you. And even if you give him 60 minutes off, like, just do it. Costa Tsimikas is back fit now. You know, he's not Robertson, but we don't know that yet because we haven't even seen him play hardly. So
with Robertson coming off against City, it makes me think maybe Tsimikas could play, because Robertson never comes off. It's a bit worrying now he did come off, but there's been no information about if he's injured or that. So
he's had hardly any respite all season. So I just think here's time. You know, you got your backup fit again. Get him in.
Yeah, give him a game.
I wonder what you lot think. Let us know in the comments, I reckon.
Yeah, definitely. I think everyone will say with Robbo, but that's because people haven't seen enough of Costa. That's because a Champions League quality fullback. So give him a go. You'll never know until you try, will you? So
no, midfield. What we reckon?
Hendo just above the back four for the protection, because I think Trent's missing that protection massively, and I think he'll play Milner and Thiago. You know.
It's definitely there and about. I don't know, because Shaqiri was pretty dire, apart from his wonderful pass for Salah's goal in the West Ham game. Did he come on against City? I think he did, if I recall it.
Yeah, he came on for Jones, which is
to be honest, my head went at that point. Like, even though we were drawing, it was still going. Yeah, I agree. I think it should be Henderson. It will be Henderson, because if we're playing Fabinho centre back, he has to play Henderson there. I'm gonna go Jones and Thiago.
I just think with Trent being so lackluster at times this season, I think Milner was playing on the right side of the midfield, offers a bit more cover. If Trent goes forward, Milner drops back.
Yeah.
And I'd like to see that, purely because I want to see Henderson get forward again. I want to see them balls and the bit of creativity he can bring.
Yeah, and Milner's actually been quite good in that right hand side of the diamond. I think that's probably his best position, actually. James Milner's best position. I mean, no one knows it anymore, but I think that is it.
Plays everywhere, doesn't he?
Yeah, exactly. You play goal if you had to. Like that's the kind of guy he is. But yeah, I back that, actually. I back Milner on the right hand side of there, and then you could argue like those two, Trent and Milner, could interchange as well. At other points, because Milner obviously can play right back as well. So that's the option that it brings you.
Definitely. I think having Milner will help us win the game for that aspect, because Trent can get further forward, and we need them further forward ultimately.
Definitely. Well, there we go. So we'll stick with it. So we'll go with the front four, or is it the front three? Yeah. With one in behind. What are we going for?
I think he's going to put Salah and Mane up front and play Jones behind them.
It has potential, Jones in the 10. I didn't really think of that, actually.
That's where he played the under-18s with Stevie, and Stevie said he's the best he's ever worked with, so give him a go.
Exactly, and if Stevie says that, then,
judgment,
yeah. Yeah. I just can't. Bobby loves a game against Leicester. He loves it. I would be tempted to give Mane the day off after what he didn't look back, because I think he probably was rushed back for City as well. He didn't look on it at all, and he hasn't really done for the last month or so. Despite the fact he scored a goal against Tottenham, like a goal is a goal. What? But yeah, for me it would be Salah and Firmino. And I want to say Jones behind him as well. If he's not in the 8, play him in the 10.
If it's not Jones, it'll probably be Shaqiri. But I'd love it to be Jones.
Yeah, definitely get the lad in. I mean, there's no better time to just experiment with him now. Like, just try whatever.
Well, he offers that. He's like, with him being a boyhood Liverpool fan, I feel like when you're a boyhood fan, you just offer that bit more. You know what it means. He knows how much it means for Liverpool to get top 4. Where, I'm not saying the other players don't, but when you've had years, he supports Liverpool under Roy, and at the end of the day, he knows what it's like to not play in the Champions League. So I think having scousers in your team, like when we had Gerrard and Kabak, I think it helps. It helps massively having like local lads who know what the club's all about and stuff, or just fans in general. But it helps that he's the local lad. And he's from Toxteth, like Fowler, so
exactly, mate. That's a good team, I reckon. I reckon we got a good chance. What we saying? Predictions, score predictions.
I said 4-0 on my podcast to Liverpool, so I'm going to have to stick with that, I think.
I respect it. I'm not so confident, but Leicester are not as good at home as they are away from home. And we battered them away when they were at Anfield. I trust the process, but I'm going to say 2-1.
I think there's got to be a turning point, hasn't there, this season, where Liverpool just go back to being Liverpool again. There's got to be.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know when that'll be. Hopefully. I want us to batter them so we go into the derby in form, because I don't want a tight game and then we're edgy in that derby. I think we need to just go out and make a statement, especially after getting battered by City.
And to be honest, when City went 2-1 up, I was like, I want them to batter us here. And it sounds really pessimistic, but if they battered us, obviously that means that, there's more of a scope for, this is the end now. This is the mark in the sand, where we can just draw the line and move on. And I think that Leicester are probably the perfect opponents for that. They play wonderful football. They'll give us space. and they'll allow us. Obviously, if we allow them to get into their stride, it would be great. But yeah, I'm happy with 2-1. I reckon we'll do it, and I reckon it's going to be a Mo Salah brace. That's the plan. What do you reckon scorers?
If Jones plays, I reckon he'll get one, but Salah more than likely. Yeah, he's greedy enough, isn't he, to get the goals. So.
Yeah, and to be honest, he's a main source of goals. And he's the top scorer in the league. So what can we say?
That's to be in.
Right, there we go. I think that's about it, isn't it?
Hopefully, one of us are right. A win or two.
Hopefully. Anyway, that's the end of the video, ladies and gents. Anything else from you, Matty?
If Liverpool ever seem to watch this, just bloody win.
Subscribe, please. Get us to 600 subscribers. That'd be amazing.
Very close. So
exactly.
Get it before the Leicester game. That'd be a win for us as well.
Ooh, that's a big ask, but we'll do it. We're gonna do it, boys. We're gonna do it. Thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you in a bit.